Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji. My name is Sun, and it's such an honor to be sharing Satsang and, of course, hearing Satsang here. So I want to give thanks to Guruji because I couldn't do the simple things that, we do and we take for granted. So it's a Satsang that I can walk. It's a Satsang that I can smile. It's a Satsang that my body is healed and working. He only asked me to share that, we look for Guruji Maharaj in so many things outside, like, it's very human, of course. We look for Oms and we look for things, but in faith, it's really not witnessing any of those, and really, it's what he gives and each day. And of course, it's all about the internal connection. But I want to share about the things that I couldn't really do at all. And, I feel, that's what he wanted me to share today, because I even myself forget to give thanks to them. Like I said, I'm going to repeat it again because I'm not sure if it was heard, but, Guruji Maharaj, there was a point in my life, of course, he saved me from death, literally. I was meant to be dead in 2018, and Guruji Maharaj gave me life. And there was a point that I couldn't walk, I couldn't laugh, I couldn't write, I couldn't take a shower on my own, I couldn't brush my teeth, I had no hair, I was in severe depression, and so I give thanks the moment that I turn on the shower and I shower by my own. I give thanks that I can eat food because I couldn't eat food because of the severe constipation that I had. I give thanks for being able to smile, but I never thought that I could smile the way that I do today because of his grace. I laugh and I couldn't laugh at all. There was a time in my life that I couldn't even cry because I was so numb. And I really, I went through my book of satsangs, and I was a Guruji picked for me, and it took me to a page that I just wrote, live simply, and his grace was to share the simple things that we have each day and each moment that we really don't give thanks to. And I came from a family that, I saw my grandma who met Guruji Maharaj in her when she was alive. And Guruji Maharaj, was manifesting himself so much in front of my grandma in Iran that one day she prayed and said, I'm going to talk to the being that manifests himself in front of me. And finally, when she did, she said, who are you, and why do you manifest yourself so much? What is it that you want from me, basically? Because later when my aunt shared this with me, she had no idea who the being was. Till she left her physical body, she had no idea. And Guruji Maharaj, the only thing that he had told my grandma was, we are here to protect you. My grandma used to pray to all the gods. She was even at times used to say, son, I know you're born in a Muslim family, but God is one. You can even pray to Jesus. You can pray to anyone. And I know she did. And so that's why Guruji Maharaj had said, we are here to protect you. And truly that's his purpose in our life. He's here to protect. And there's so many satsangs, but, today I really just wanted to, share my satsang that I can walk, that I can, laugh, that I can turn on the shower and it goes to hot water right away. So many simple things that we don't give thanks to. Thanks that we smile and we can drive and we can travel, and shukrana that we have Guruji every moment. Recently, I just want to say the satsang that happened this week is, being with Guruji Maharaj. Of course, we follow his commandments, but we're human. But as Sangat, I know a lot of us are so hard on ourselves. We want to follow each commandment to the thought. Especially for me, it's been the ABCs, Before Guruji Maharaj, I was so reactive. I was so angry. I was so depressed. I seeked happiness outside from relationships mainly. If I didn't have a boyfriend or if I went to a party and no one was looking at me, I felt like I wasn't enough. Just the empty thoughts, numb living really. And after Guruji Maharaj, the ABCs and really were so big for me. And, after 2 years, a situation happened that made me be reactive. And I felt like Guruji's abandoned me because I literally spoke so harshly to one person after so long. And, I came to Guruji and I said, Guruji, forgive me. Of course, I went to that person, but I felt like in my heart, I'm in level 0 now, and we read that, Guruji can change things, and don't be, of course, harmful to anyone because, you can go back and all the good things that you've done can be erased. So I was in such fear and I had forgotten that, Guruji had said, be God loving. And I went back to my old ways of be God fearing. And Guruji kept telling me, be God loving. And so I sat with him and of course, going to him with every problem. I even, went to him and after 3 days of not sleeping, and even though he kept sending me signs and messages that I'm here to forgive, I'm here, it doesn't matter as long as your heart is pure and your intentions are good, it doesn't matter. You're meant to make mistakes. We are in school of spirituality and failures are good. It's a good thing. And I didn't have that perception for those couple of days. And it wasn't until 2 a.m. that I literally said to Guruji, you're the only one I have in this life and I have no one else. So please tell me you've forgiven me. And I heard him say, open Aunty Satsang. And it was a Satsang that she had shared lately. And all of a sudden, even if you go to her Satsang, you can see she was talking about something else. And all of a sudden, as if something is told in her head and the whole conversation is changed. And then she shares about how she was reactive. And, it literally caught my attention and how, Guruji had said, you don't need to say anything. I'll take care of it. Just be silent. And so for me, that was my answer. And how he does what he does. Of course, I had to go through those 3 days of, for my karma, I guess. But, what he told me most at that night was how hard we are on ourselves and how loving he is because, here is someone like art. Again, there is no one better or lower or any. It's not that. But here is someone like Aunty who met Guruji in physical form, and who was raised in a very spiritual home, opposite of mine. I've never met Guruji in this life, or I wasn't raised in a spiritual home at all. And here I was, making a mistake and literally going on that day and seeking forgiveness from all. But I was so hard on myself, and it was his way of saying, look, here's a sangat of mine that, it took her a week. So why are you so hard on yourself? So Shukrana to Guruji. Truly every day is a satsang. And as he has said, I always say this, he himself has said, those I love the most go through the squeezing of the lemon. And I went through it again. And instead of being thankful, I forgot to say Shukrana for the squeezing. And it took me, 3 days, but it was needed. So if we are all going through a failure or a struggle or squeezing time, it is such a blessing because we don't see what he sees. We are seeing everything with the 5 senses. And with faith, it's so true. It's leaving all of that and really going inner. Shukrana. Thank you so much, Guruji Maharaj, for always being there. Guruji bless all. Jai Guruji. Thank you, Uncle.